Had a can of Budweiser Zero last night. For any drinkers out there that wonder the dangers of drinking non-alcoholic beer, I'll tell you, for me, I think it's just a nice drink to have occasionally. And from personal experience, it doesn't make me want to become a drinker again or drink alcohol or drink beer. It's nice to have that flavor from time to time. You know, you spend 35 years drinking something, in my case it was beer, you get attached to it. But you don't have to get attached to the alcohol. And so I had one Bud Zero when I got home last night and kind of enjoyed it, had dinner. I think I took it into the bath with me, and I might have finished up watching half of a movie, which I'll talk about later, while drinking it. It had really no temptation to have another. It's just weird. Had it been regular beer, you know, it almost became like an obsession of mine, where I don't even know how many. I've had the same 12 pack in the fridge for like 2 weeks. I don't know how many's left, maybe 5 or something, or 4, I don't know, or 6, I don't know. But when it was real alcohol, I knew how many were left. I knew when I was gonna need to go to the store and get more. It's just different. It's not an all-consuming thought like alcohol, or both alcohol and weed. When I was smoking weed, I'd wake up in the morning and think about how much I have left in my bag. Would I need to get some more? Would I have the money for more? It's just nice not having that as an all-consuming thought all the time, and having your priorities in life rotate or revolve around getting drunk or high. You have to find other priorities, or you do, and maybe that's being a little better to yourself, or in better shape, or having a cleaner apartment, working hard. I don't know. I think you put all that energy, you waste so much energy getting high and drunk. It's amazing. And when you stop doing it, you still got the energy, you just don't have anywhere to put it, so you're forced to do other things. So anyway, gonna pour a cup of coffee. Oh yes, it's a different mug today. It is a different mug today. For those that missed my Coffee with Ken mug, which is worn out, never fear, it's still here. But I got a care package yesterday. Oh yes, I did. I'm gonna have to get some water. Where's my water? Hold on, hang with me. There's my cup. Gotta drink some water. It's too early in the morning to think you've been, we as a human species probably ooze fluids all night while we're sleeping, which sounds kind of gross. Probably perspire a little bit or what have you, or breathe out humidity. It's important to get a nice big flush of air, or of water, excuse me, when you wake up. Ooh, looks like it's gonna be a pretty morning. I don't know if you can see. Is that the sun right there? I'm assuming that is. It is. It looks so orange and beautiful. I don't think the video's capturing it very well. Maybe it'll change a little bit. Let's see. Howdy, Julie Flanagan. Hello, No Name. Good morning, Taz. Hi, Michael Smith. I did get a DUI. Hello, Wee Gamer. Hello, Tanya Flanagan. You are just watching Friday's episode. Well, I appreciate that you refer to my show as episodes. I got a whole lot of episodes. If I were somebody else and coming across my channel, I might want to dig a little deeper than some of you do. I mean, I appreciate that you watch it at all. Not totally sure why some do, or really why any of you do. But if I were you, I'd go deep. I'd go back. I'd delve into the history of Coffee with Ken. I think that's where the juiciest stuff lays. You could see me drinking alcohol. You could see me with my ex-wife. You could see me with my kids. I don't know. Am I more interesting now or then? I think I'm a better person now. I hopefully I'm getting a little better every day. Well, thank you, Elmi. Good morning, Bruce. Let's see. Chris West, I'm on the Central. I'm in Wisconsin. My jawline is majestic, and Bruce wants to know why no donuts. I've been trying to eat less crap, Bruce, and I put donuts in the crap category. Yeah. Not that I'm perfect at eating less crap. I just like it too much. It's almost the same obsession I have with alcohol and weed. If I get a pack of Nutty Bars, for instance, at the grocery store, I'll often eat 1 or 2 or 4 packs, and they come in 2 in a pack, so packs, at the grocery store while shopping. In my mind, I'll be just wondering when I can sink my teeth into the next one when I get home. And it becomes kind of an all-encompassing obsession that only ends when they do. So I almost eat to the point that they're all gone to get rid of them and remove the urge or the addiction to the tastiness that is the donut, the Nutty Bar, the chocolate ice cream. Let me tell you, I bought 2 tubs of ice cream last week. One was gone quickly, the chocolate one. I also bought a strawberry, which I hadn't had in a while. I don't think strawberry ice cream is nearly as addictive for me. I was gorging on it last night, but it was my second sitting, and I wasn't caring about it too much. And I put part of it back in the freezer. I'm not saying I didn't have a very significant serving size of it, but I say if it would have been Moose Tracks or something, the odds are it would not have any left. There would be no evidence left of it except the garbage, the empty tub in my garbage bag. So maybe if I just want a little bit of sweetness treat, I should buy strawberry ice cream because I don't really like it nearly as much. So what was I saying about that water? Oh. So anyway, good morning. Good morning. Good morning to you. Do I sell Coffee with Ken cups? Not currently. They're in the works. I mean, they're not really in the works. They're up here. And somewhere up here, I'm planning to get more with logos that stay on and figure out a distribution system to ship them out to people that ask. Because I love that anyone would want them. And I think it would be fun having people around the world drinking out of Coffee with Ken cups. Speaking of cups, well, wait a minute. Hold on. I was doing my intro. So good morning, good morning, good morning to you. My name is Ken Tracy, and this is Coffee with Ken. See, it says it on my sweatshirt, although this logo's fallen off too. It is Saturday morning. It's May 31st. Oh yeah, it's the last day of May. It is 5:57 a.m. Happy Saturday. This is a show I've been doing for just about 6 years. Show about me talking. Show about me sharing some feelings. Sharing a little bit about the ups and downs we have in life. Kind of the journey that I'm on. But for those that have been watching a while, and this is where the story really gets exciting. It's not just a show about me talking. It is also a show about me sharing my love of coffee. And with that in mind, I have a nice hot cup of coffee in front of me. And I am so excited to take my first sip. I don't even know what's coming. But hold on, we'll get to that part of the story in a moment. Oh, Tanya's 5-year-old is graduating preschool today. That's the sweetest little thing. But anyway, with that in mind, I got a nice hot cup of coffee in front of me, and I am so excited to have my first sip. My only hope is wherever you are and whatever you're doing, that you got a hot cup of coffee in front of you as well. Cheers to us. I tell you, it's nice. It is a new flavor. It's much more subtle than the Somatra. It's an easier coffee to drink, but it's nice. Let me have another sip, and we'll talk about it in a minute. Oh. I would probably describe it as almost a perfect everyday coffee. I think for most, the Somatra would be too much. For me, there's really nothing that is too much. So, let me have one more sip of this and I'll explain the story and why I'm drinking out of this cup. Oh, one of my viewers sent me a care package. It's nice being me. People send me gifts. Fun gifts. Gifts that come with coffee cups. I only had my one coffee with Ken mug that you've seen many times with me drinking. I had no other coffee cup. I've got my daughters visiting in a couple weeks, my older daughters. I believe there's a good chance that one of them drinks hot coffee. Not totally sure. Every time we go to Starbucks, they get something cold and expensive. But I'm assuming on a morning they might drink some hot coffee. I had no other mugs for them. One of my viewers sent me two of these beautiful, I don't know if this is a blue-green with a cool little pattern here, and just beautiful, nothing too fancy, but just a beautiful, simple coffee cup. And it feels great in my hand. So if that watcher is watching today, I want to give you a special thank you and tell you how appreciated it was. It really was. But they didn't only send me. Oh no, my viewers are very generous. They sent me a couple candles, 3 bags of coffee, some towels, a fancy electric lighter that I haven't taken out of the box yet. All sorts of good stuff. I couldn't unveil it all to you. I didn't want to make the whole show about the care package, but I did want to check out their candle. It's a cocoa butter with cashmere, and it's wicked good, it says. The viewer's daughter apparently owns like a candle shop or something, and she got this at her store. Smells nice. Oh, it's got one of these wood wicks, which I'm a little torn about, honestly, because I'm cheap and I don't like the candle going away very quickly. And these wood wicks, I think, go through the candle very quickly, but sometimes they provide a nice crackly sound, which I do enjoy. But let's see how it goes. I'm not using the letter she sent. I apologize, but I shouldn't have to apologize for that. We will light the candle and enjoy it. It just got kind of a corner of the little wood wick lit, and it's spreading. That's so pretty, isn't it? You know, fire's such a neat thing. Put it down. I'll just show you the coffee I'm drinking. I picked it. She sent me 3 different bags. One was the Somatra. A Michigan's Leelanau Peninsula coffee. I don't know, but I'll tell you, besides the crazy cool bag and the nice flavor, I think my favorite thing might be this cool little goldish, bronzish clip that came on. I wish they all came with that. I think that's wonderful. When this bag's done, I'm going to use it on some chip bags. But it's the bakery blend, premium ground coffee, a very nice mix of dark roasts and South American beans. It's full-bodied and rich. I'll tell you, honestly loving it because I think it could be a great, like I said, everyday coffee, especially for guests. I think most people probably wouldn't be able to enjoy my Sumatra quite as much as me. I got no taste buds left. Yeah, it was super kind of somebody to do, Rainey. And I'm only going to bring this up because it's relevant. We were talking about me getting mugs and selling them. I don't really care. I'm not really caring about making money on my mugs, for the record. I'm not going to ever be in the mug sales business. I bought a few hundred and was giving them away. I mean, I can't really afford to do that, although I would. I'd love to be able to ship them out to people all over the world. But when I was opening the package I got yesterday, and it's probably rude to bring it up, but I'm going to, I saw she spent like $15.80 on the delivery fee. And I know that was an issue for me with these mugs. To make them or buy them or have them printed was $4 to $8 or $4 to $6 or something. But to ship them was like $8 or $9. And I didn't like that at all. I didn't like that at all. So I got to find a better way to ship them if I'm ever going to make it happen. Somebody asked a question that was good. Hello, everybody. Yeah, it was amazingly sweet, Taz. Oh, Taz liked my video on red flags. Yeah, it was just kind of funny. Again, not to bring it up, I posted a video during the night. Oh yeah, sometimes I'll wake up at 3 a.m. and edit a video. And I'll go, hey, that's a pretty good clip. And the last one I posted was about red flags. And I was the story was pretty short. I was talking to a woman at the job I have now, and she was going, so what's your backstory? Because that's the way she talks. And I told her, and she goes, oh, that's a lot of red flags. It's funny. If I met a woman who wanted to, unless she was joking about it, who wanted my story and labeled my story as red flags, I'd probably be gone. Duh. I have a DUI. That's a red flag. If you want to tear apart my life and look at it as a series of, I'm twice divorced, I live in an apartment. I drive a Kia Soul. I'm bald. I'm 56. If you want to look at my life and tear it apart as a series of red flags, we could do that with everybody. And we all have stuff. And I'd hate to meet somebody, and I wouldn't, and have them look or label, maybe think it. You can think, oh my gosh, do I want to date a guy that's twice divorced, that drives a Kia Soul, that's bald, that, whatever. You can draw your own conclusions, but if you're going to label them red flags about other people, that's a red flag in and of itself. Which life is better, being a bachelor or ending up marrying someone? I think the perfect situation, and there is no perfect situation, would be marrying. I understand marriage is work and love is work and love is a commitment and marriage is a commitment. But I also believe that you shouldn't be with everybody you marry. And it's easy for me to talk about my first ex-wife because she's a great woman and I wish her the best and is doing a great job with my older girls. But she shouldn't be with me and I shouldn't be with her. And I'm okay with that. And she got remarried and I think she's way better off married to the guy she's married to now than she would be with me or I would be with her. I don't think we would be happy together at all. And it's not because she's bad. So is life better as a bachelor or married? Right now, my life's way better. I miss my kids. I miss my kids terribly. But you can't go through life fighting every day and hating someone. It got to. And living with somebody you hate. Lorraine says, I think nowadays marriage is not like it used to be, so I'd never get married. Well, Lorraine, never say never. I would counter that. You can meet somebody. I think you said you were 27 or something. You might meet somebody and change that. How long was I married to my first wife was just over 10 years, I think. My second wife, I think 10 months. Yeah. It's a nice cup of coffee. I wish I could share some. It's kind of almost smooth. It's much easier. I appreciate the heck out of the Somatra. And by the way, this wasn't the only bag of coffee she sent me. This was just the most colorful bag. There were dish towels that had like coffee-themed stuff. I'm like so cheap. I like them because I want to keep them brand new. I want to save my new dish towels. And plus one was white, the one that had the coffee logo on. And I'm worried I think I was cooking chorizo last night in my skillet. And I was worried I'd have some on my hand and grab the cloth or dish, towel or whatever, and I'd get chorizo grease on it. So I took off the tag and I hid them in my drawers where they'd be safe and clean. Probably never used, never seen or appreciated by anybody, but I would know they're there. Want to see my candle again? It's nice. Again, her daughter sells these apparently. Oh, let me take off my shirt. Get a little warm. Not gonna take off my shirt entirely. Just take off my sweatshirt. A little warmer out here than I thought. Rainey's just a few years younger than me. Where is my regular mug? It's over there on the counter. Let's see, can I find it? Where is it? Let me see. No, it's over there on the counter. I think that's it. It's right there. Don't you fear, it's still there. But somebody sent me a care package. What is my favorite song? I don't know if I have a favorite song. It switches day to day almost. I'll drive a song into the ground, and whatever I'm listening to that day is probably my favorite song. I thought the world. I'm thinking about a spiritual song that I was listening to a ton about 6 weeks ago. And it's a beautiful song. But again, I drive my songs into the ground. 4 or 5 weeks ago, I was listening to Fast Cars by Luke Combs. And I really might have listened to it 40 times in 2 days or something. So it's almost impossible to have a favorite song be a favorite song of mine for long. If I could look back over my life and say, if I had to pick one favorite song, I mean, Hell's Bells by AC/DC might be up there. So Rainey would rather have a long-term relationship than a marriage, you mean? All right. If I had a chance to eat Indian food, what would I eat? Well, I really don't know Indian food very well. I lived in Naperville, and we had a large population of Indian people, people from India, live in that area. I didn't dine at any place, but it was outside of Chicago. I remember going to an Indian restaurant. I'm not sure that Indian food is my cup of tea. I don't think they eat steak or meat. They may eat chicken. I don't know. I apologize, people from India. I am not an expert in Indian cuisine, but I don't believe there's a whole lot of red meat associated with it. And people will often ask, what's my favorite food? And I often they'll say like lasagna. You know, you throw a nice steak at me, I might say that is too. Somebody's saying Vindaloo chicken rocks. Somebody else named Lee says underrated YouTuber. Me? Are you saying I'm underrated? Not by me. I think I'm awesome. If you're saying I'm underrated because I only have 7,500 subscribers, I'm okay with that. Have you had a most funny thing happen since being a YouTuber? I mean, I have so many crazy adventures. You know, just what goes on in my head. Just the fluctuation of emotions that I feel. You could say is funny if you're sadistic. But I've had a lot of weird things happen. Which car brand do I have? Well, of course, I have a Kia Soul, by the way. I'm ahead on my payments. I've been sending a little extra each month. It's at a horrid interest rate. When Julie Flanagan talked me into buying it last November, I had horrible credit. My job was almost gone, and I needed a car because winter was coming, said Julie Flanagan. And she twisted my arm, and I went out and bought it, had to pay a horrifically high interest rate, but I couldn't believe they sold me the car. Okay, that'd be one of the funniest things that happened. I went onto the lot, the Kia lot, to buy the car with bad credit and very spotty and deteriorating income. And the car salesman came up and said, "Are you Coffee with Ken?" I thought that was kind of funny. I thought it was fate. I figured whatever fame or notoriety I had from this show was probably not going to hurt my odds of getting approved on a car. I think the car salesman certainly was going to try a little harder so he could brag to his friends. By the way, I talked to somebody who's, speaking of bragging to their friends, I met somebody yesterday who was with their son who they named Cassius from and he was named after Muhammad Ali, aka Cassius Clay. I couldn't help but tell them that I'd met Muhammad Ali. He's a big celebrity, or was. It's pretty cool. Gets the chills just saying it, I'm telling you. Somebody likes salsa and chips. Well, yeah, salsa and chips are nice, but that can't be your favorite food. Julie, it was a great decision. I love my Kia Soul. I have a lovely voice. I could do stories and narrating. Well, thank you. I did meet Ali. It was probably 1993 or 4. And it was in Chicago. I was going to lunch with some guys I worked with. And there was a limousine. I was going into it's called the State of the Illinois building, I think. It was a big glass building. I was going in and there was a limo there. And either the window was down or the door was open, and there he was. And I went over and said, hey, I loved you. You know, we loved you. We used to watch you every Saturday, it seemed, in the 70s. And shook my hand, signed my business card, and signed, I think it was like a Nation of Islam pamphlet. It was some sort of Islamic pamphlet, because he converted to Islam at that time. We talked for not long, but I mean, 20 seconds or something. But it was cool. Let's see. What will you choose to eat between Arbys chicken or KFC's chicken? Well, does Arbys have chicken? I don't even think of Arbys chicken. So I'd say KFC's chicken. Last time I had KFC, I thought it might have been greasier than I wanted. And I tell you, my favorite chicken right now, and you guys don't have the store, or I don't have it either anymore because Julie talked me into moving to Wisconsin, is the chicken from Jewel. Any viewers out there from Chicago? There's a grocery store called Jewel. It might be part of a bigger chain, I don't know, a national chain, but there's a store, and they had cheap chicken Mondays, and it is fantastic. You know, and you could cater a party. One of the last parties we had when I was married, we went out and had, 20 people come in, and we picked up like 50 pieces of chicken, and it was, $40 or something like that. But that fed the whole party, and it came hot, and was delicious. And there was plenty of leftovers, which I chowed on. Hello, Max from Ohio. Somebody says they love that chicken from Popeyes. Yeah, I remember fondly the chicken from Popeyes. I also remember the mashed potatoes and gravy have a nice spiciness to them. That same time, we used to have a Popeyes in Chicago, and when we weren't going to the State of the Illinois building and meeting Muhammad Ali, we'd sometimes go to Popeyes Chicken and get Popeyes Chicken, and I remember it very well. I might need another cup of this bakery blend from the Leelanau coffee. I haven't seen my generous benefactor of these gifts join my show today. She still watches my show. I haven't seen her. Somebody says this chat is refreshing. I don't know why. I don't watch any other YouTubers or content creators, so I don't really know what other live streams would be like. I've seen a few. And honestly, okay, I'll give you that. They bored the crap out of me. There's people like doing things. or not doing things, just sitting there, like combing their hair. Like, I don't even have any hair. You at least better be telling me some thoughts while you're combing your hair. How's the weather in Appleton this weekend? I don't even know. I really don't even know. It's sunny right now. Do you want to see the sun? Wait, where is it? Oh, it's right there. But you can see only it's right there through the reflection. Hold on. Maybe if you let the camera set. Look, the sun's kind of magically appearing once I stop shaking. Somebody at work asked me if they made me nervous last night because they came up behind me. Not behind me. Came up. And I go, why? Because my hands are shaking? And she goes, yeah. I think it might have been the same person that talked about the red flags. I think it was. But either way, that's not really that relevant. I go, no, my hands have always shaken. She goes, okay. That's the end of that story. Somebody says they don't even comb their hair, they swipe with their fingers. What are my red flags? With a woman? Or like the red flags she said about me, twice divorced, just moved to Wisconsin. I was thinking about it. I haven't really started dating yet. But I think now that I'm getting comfortable in my own skin, I think finding women won't be an issue. I don't think I'm going to ever try to find a woman again. I'll be polite, I'll be engaging, I'll be kind, I'll be flattering, I'll be myself. And I think that's the key. I think all my dating years and courting years, I was trying to be somebody that I thought would get the woman. That's a hard way to live. Yeah. No, I'm not saying solo's the best. I just think at some point there will be a woman in my life without any Match.com or bar trolling or even excessive flirting or hitting on. Let's see. How about the kids? They could use me today. Yeah, I could use my kids today. I wish I could see my kids today. The Moon XXL said 100%. Does that mean, am I in LA? No. It might seem like LA, but it's in Wisconsin, where I'm at. We have a great audience. Oh, that's so pretty. Look at my steam. Look at my steam. Do I have any plans for this weekend? I'm going to work my ass off, is what I'm going to do this weekend. Sometimes it's hard waking up on a Saturday knowing I get to go to work for 12 hours on a Saturday. And I lay in bed and I fret. But then somehow, some way, I think of, I don't know, something to be grateful for. And I get out of bed and I go, okay, well, I'm going to be at work 10, 11 hours today. I'm going to be tired as heck and sore as heck. But I'm going to make some money. And right now, I need money to get where I need to go. I don't even know where that is. Somebody said, where do you see yourself in 5 years yesterday? I don't know. But I'll be kicking ass. You know? I could be in an RV, traveling the country. I could own a house in Appleton. I could still be in this apartment. I could be married. I could be single. But either way, it's going to look pretty good. And yeah, I'm looking forward to the future, and that feels nice. And looking forward too much. I think just having optimism, but not thinking about it too much. Because if I thought about, oh gosh, 10, 11, 12 hours of work, physical, tired, sore legs, sore knees, sore ankle, none of that feels good. But just moving in the right direction feels good. What is my dream car? I don't have really a dream car. I've had dream cars. I really, by the way, like the versatility and the gas mileage of my Kia Soul right now. I've had it about 6 months. And I like it a lot. I've never had a car like it where I could lower the seats and slide a dresser in the back. But just to answer your question, if I had a lot of like a 6 to 10 car garage, I'd have a Porsche 911. Because I think as far as sports cars, that's the coolest. I'd have, and this is so silly, I couldn't have been more pleased with I've owned 2 Audis, and I couldn't have been more pleased with them. I had an A4 and an A6. I might even add an A8 in one of those cars that Iron Man drove, those sports cars, just to see how it compared to my 911. Yeah, just a 911. I don't know. I probably don't need a GT or a G3. I know they come in various editions. Hello, Russ Swanson. I know they come in various editions and various costs. I don't even know what they cost these days. I used to shop for them, but I don't really anymore. Datsun. How about a truck? Somebody asked, how about the truck? I think I'd like a truck. I was looking at a car sales job about a month ago, maybe, and walked into the dealership, and there was really nobody around, and the receptionist said the manager would be with me shortly, and I went over and I looked at there was a black Hummer electric, and it was like 90 grand, and I thought it looked really cool. Maybe I'd probably have again, I'm just talking. Some sort of 4-door pickup truck where I could throw things in the back and pretend I'm manly and get a chainsaw and a big chain and pull stumps out of the ground. I mean, listen to me, I live in a 1-bedroom apartment with windows that don't open. And I'm talking about getting a truck so I can pull stumps out of the ground. Yeah. It was 90 plus, I think. Again, it was a Hummer, and Hummers were expensive. Somebody's saying they wouldn't get an EV. Well, you probably wouldn't get a 911. Or the other, I mean, I'm just talking, uh, what kind of car gets me going a little bit. And those cars, I'll tell you what, any new car smell gets me going a little bit. When I drove the A6, I felt it fit me. I was a realtor, or at least an aspiring, successful realtor. I was occasionally successful, but it was always a stretch on my budget. And I think if you stretch your budget enough, can be tiring. Let's see. Will I play GTA 6? I'm not even sure what GTA means. Grand Theft Auto? No, I've never played Grand Theft Auto. I wouldn't want my kids playing it. I want to talk more about that, but I don't. Yeah, I don't think it's good. I mean, there's yucky swearing and violence that's not necessary. And I'm not even that wimpy. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I've sworn. I played violent video games, but not really. Most of the video games I played weren't ever that violent. They were shoot 'em up space games or something. If I had $2 million, would I get a Pagani? I don't know what a Pagani is, or a Bugatti. I barely know what a Bugatti is. So no, I wouldn't get either of those. If I had $2 million, what would I do? I don't even know. I don't even want $2 million. Anytime says if you had X number of dollars, the first thing I think of is send a chunk to each ex-wife so they could live a little easier. And then I'm left with my chunk, and I don't really know what I would do with it. I wouldn't want it. I mean, if I had it, I probably wouldn't go to a 10, 11 hour shift today, but I might anyway. I mean, probably not. Let's be honest, probably not. But I wouldn't go in and quit today. I like the people I work with. Even the red flag chick, she's coming around. A couple of the people I worked with crossed me a little bit. I work really hard when I'm at work. I have a really positive attitude. Work really hard and try my best. A couple times I get crossed occasionally, and I don't like to be crossed. If I feel I'm being very mistreated or unfairly treated, I'll tend to verbalize that. I think it usually helps people come around to me. And because I think I'm generally well respected wherever I work. And I think some people maybe resent my good attitude, but my good attitude can turn strong, and I will express to them very clearly how I feel. Sometimes it gets me in trouble, but I'm okay with who I am and what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. And everything I've ever said, okay, I shouldn't have called a kid 4 years ago a dumbass, but I probably wasn't in an emotional state to be coaching kids at that time. Yeah. I should get a wig. See, you don't even think I should get a wig. You don't even think I should get a wig. Would I live in North Korea for 5 weeks for $1 million? Are you not listening? I just said I don't want $1 million. So no, I would not live in North Korea for 5 weeks for $1 million. Are my ex-wives blonde or brunette? Blonde, or they were. Do I have a bathtub in my house? Do you not watch my videos? I take a bath every night with bubble bath. Thank you, Angela. I do look fine. I certainly have no desire to wear a wig. I think I look more than fine. I think I look damn good, but thank you. How many sons and daughters do I have? I have 1 son and 3 beautiful daughters. Yeah. Somebody said go to a Diddy party like Justin Bieber. I mean, okay, that person that typed that probably isn't. It's probably a kid. I can't tell you how much better life is not thinking about Diddy or Justin Bieber or that, gossiping or caring at all. Because all of that is just brain-wasting gossip. Do I have some Epsom salts you can buy at CVS or Walgreens? Help your muscles after a long day of work. Lorraine, I don't know that it really does. I appreciate the thought, but I don't know that it really does. I put bubble bath in. It's not so much my muscles that I'm worried about, Lorraine. It's more my joints. I'm 13 and I don't know why, but I always focus on stupid stuff that doesn't matter. Like, what would I do if the moon disappeared? Well, I'd say go with that creativity if you're 13. You know, if you're wondering, if you're having weird thoughts, like what would you do if the moon disappeared? And that's occupying a chunk of your brain. As long as you're not totally obsessed with it. And if you are obsessed with it, you're probably an artist waiting to appear. And you should try and run with your craziness and see where it takes you. And I bet if we check back in with you in 30 or 40 years, you'd be a famous director or painter or musician or something. Because if you're sitting there or scientist, if you're sitting there spending your days wondering what would happen if the moon disappeared, I think there's a reason that thought's in your head, and it's your creativity or your wonder of nature or your specialness is trying to come out. And yeah. What would I do if I was Donald Trump one day? I'd go golfing. That's all I can think of. I mean, I don't want to be Donald Trump one day. I mean, he's old. He's got to have sore joints too, although he looks pretty good. Well, you are welcome, Legomation. Unwritten rules within my life. I don't know what you mean, unwritten rules. I mean, I think I have a code of ethics I live by, and it's just trying to do my best. It's just trying to do my best, get in better shape, eat a little healthier, be kinder, pick up garbage, shake veterans' hands. Am I in my house or an office? I'm in my house. How about I show you around? It's just a one-bedroom apartment, but keep in mind, I was living in a Kia Soul 6 months ago. There's my kitchen table that I got from a buddy of mine that I met in Appleton, Wisconsin. There's my kitchen. It's pretty nice. Look at these huge windows. Look at those huge brick walls. There's my futon slash couch, which was $220 at Walmart. That rug was $40. That table was $20. That other table was $15. TV was $219, I think, something like that. There's my laundry room. Not particularly exciting, but it's a laundry room. Having a laundry room is really cool. Woo! Here's my bathroom. Not particularly exciting, but it's got a bathtub. And here's my bedroom. Yes, that is an air mattress, but I will tell you what, it is comfy as hell, easy to move, and I'm thankful for it. So, yeah, I'll tell you what, again, I was in my car 6 months ago, didn't have a job, was fighting with everything, and was in some trouble. And just kind of feel I'm doing some things really well right now. Not perfectly, but doing them well. What would you do if people called me an egghead? You live in Baltimore City. Your place is looking nice. Thank you. Awesome place. Thank you, Timothy. What job do I have now? I don't really talk about it. I wish I could. How old am I? I'm 56. I'm 56, Gen X. Somebody says, I could be doing much better, Ken. What a bad way to look at things. Yeah, what a horrible way to look at things. If you want to get somewhere and are always lashing at yourself, saying how much better you could be doing, you must have a miserable life. You gotta have a miserable life. Because you're not grateful for anything you have. Yeah. I'm not a cop. Karan is from a flag. Karan Batra. I'm not sure what flag that is. Number one, be grateful. Yeah. Do I work at a call center? Let's see. Legends, I get it. You're from Baltimore. Okay, it's India. We got a lot of Indian viewers here. Somebody sent me a couple bucks. Thank you. That was very kind of somebody. I think it was while I was doing the tour. I didn't see who sent it, but I want to thank whoever did. That was very nice. Somebody's from Perth. Well, I appreciate you subscribing. I appreciate you subscribing. Somebody sleeps on a rug every night. Do I drink alcohol? No, I don't, Ryan Blevins. That was an easy fix. Hey. Well, somebody sent me $2 more. Well, thank you, MTB Acid. I don't even know what that means. But I appreciate that. That was very nice. What was I going to say? Somebody asked me something. I don't know. Oh, Ryan Blevins said, what was an easy fix? He asked if I drank alcohol. If you want to get better in life, if you're not happy with what you're doing, alcohol is an easy fix. No matter what you're doing or where you're at, if you're trying to get better, and I'm not saying you have to or you need to. Oh, well, Karen just sent me some money too. Thank you, Karen. That was very kind. The easiest thing, quitting alcohol. It's the biggest no-brainer. Because we all know it's poisonous and makes you do stupid things. I'm not saying you should. But if you're looking an area in your life you want to get better in, if you want to sleep better, if you want to feel better, you want to be healthier, stop putting poison in your body. Timothy moved from Chicago to New York last year. Just subbed. Timothy, were you actually in Chicago? I was in Naperville, and I lived in Chicago. Confidence pictures, I haven't agreed with anything you've said. I mean, I'm almost humored by you, but not one thing you've written have I agreed with. And a lot of people would say, hey, ignore it. But I tell you what, if you just remove people that are everything they say you disagree with, yeah, I just don't want to disagree with somebody that much. I just don't want that much friction in my life. Hello from India. Let's see. Were you in the Army? No, I was never in the Army. What do you do in life? I don't know. I do the best I can every day. Oh, and TB Acid sent me $2 more. Well, you can love beer. I'm not saying you don't have to. I'm not saying anybody doesn't have to drink beer. I used to love Heineken. What would I do if you caught my wife cheating with another man? Well, I'm not married, so I don't really have to worry about that. Divorce her. Maybe I'll get $2 million today. You'll send my address. I don't know. What should you do with your life? Blaze, get a little better every day. If you're Blaze because you smoke weed, stop smoking weed. Karen says she's addicted to screens. Well, go for a walk. Leave your phone at home. Let's agree to disagree. I don't know, confidence pictures. Somebody says beer is good for you, whatever. Good morning from Virginia. Israeli or Palestine. Whiskey grows hair on your chest. Life is full of laziness. Born and raised, I was north side, mostly Naperville. Nice area. Okay, north side. I lived in Lincoln Park and Lakeview for a long time. Somebody really enjoys my channel. I appreciate that. All right, confidence pictures. You just wanted to say something I didn't disagree with. I live in Texas, and there have been a lot of tornadoes. Am I drinking coffee? Yes, I am. I don't know why everyone always asks Israel or Palestine. Somebody says they smoke weed. Is that bad? I don't know. Do you think it's bad? I eventually decided it was bad. It was bad for me. I smoked it every day, all day. I was married to a woman that I thought was the most beautiful person I ever saw, but we used to smoke weed every day together. And we'd go out into the garage, and I would walk away because I didn't want to see her, in my mind, uglifying herself by smoking weed. And I thought her beauty was being tarnished by her drugs, by her smoking pot. And I knew if I felt that way about her, it couldn't be a good look for me, so I stopped smoking. Did you get married at a young age? No, I got married at an old age. You smoke 6 ounces of Zaza every day. Well, enjoy that. This channel is legendary. Well, I don't know if it's legendary, but I appreciate it. Russia and Ukraine, is that a question? Weed ain't a drug, homie. All right. If you're calling me homie, I'm just saying, if you're calling me homie, I don't know. What do you guys think? Somebody said weed ain't a drug, homie. All right, use the word weed ain't drug and homie. The only word in that sentence is a. The only word that you use that I don't find somewhat negative is the word a. You said weed ain't a drug, homie. Just think about that. And guys, everybody here, think about it. I don't expect this guy to change his opinion. But somebody just told me that weed ain't a drug, homie. You know what I mean? Let's not judge whether he's right or wrong, whether weed is a drug. But the sentence he formed was weed ain't a drug, homie. Is that how you want to speak? Is that, if it is, cool. You want to speak with ain'ts and homie and smoking weed, that's who you hang out with. That's, I'm not saying he's wrong. I'm just saying I don't want to be that. So be careful who you hang out with. Thank you, Karan. And that, okay, everyone always says alcohol is worse than weed. That doesn't make weed good to anybody. Stop saying that. I made that same stupid argument when I was a stoner. And I probably said weed ain't a drug, homie. I never said it that stupidly. I probably would have said isn't. You think alcohol is worse than cannabis? It is, but who cares? Why are we talking about that? Yes, alcohol is worse than cannabis. But that doesn't mean you should smoke it. No, I'm not arguing. I'm not talking about weed. I'm saying that guy said, he was my best example because he said, weed ain't a drug, homie. Somebody's saying coffee is a drug too, but I'm not saying coffee ain't a drug, homie. Let's see. And if you want to get better in life, don't black people say homie. Probably, I don't think black people speak as one. So I don't know what that question means. I doubt articulate, well-spoken black people don't use the word homie. Good morning, Jamie. How are you? Watching from Kenya. Have you ever seen my country? Good place. That person's from Kenya. I doubt they haven't called me homie. Okay, somebody's saying young people say homie. All right, so it's not a skin thing, it's an age thing we're saying. Josh Man says, it's always interested me how far cannabis users will defend cannabis, why claiming it's not a drug or addictive. I smoked every day. And I didn't like the way I looked or felt. It didn't even get me high. It didn't even get me high. It didn't even feel good. And you guys know it doesn't feel good. It feels good for a little bit, but then it just fades. Am I opposed to the linguistics of Creole? I'm not really familiar enough to know whether I'm opposed or not opposed to the linguistics of Creole. Wow. Riley for World says, and I smoke it every day. I should quit, but I don't want to. If you don't want to stop smoking, you won't. Somebody just said something wise about weed, that it does affect your life in ways you don't know. We drink alcohol, and it's so bad for us that it's fairly obvious, but we keep doing it. But, yeah. Why did I smoke weed and or drink for so long, knowing all the negative consequences? Was there an addiction associated with my usage? Well, Mad Acoustic, I don't really believe in addiction. I smoked weed and drank alcohol because it made me feel better, I thought. It buried my thoughts. I still struggle with anxiety and occasionally depression from time to time. And drinking alcohol or smoking pot would make that go away for a little bit. Yeah. Somebody said my dad keeps drinking alcohol, but when I tell him to stop drinking, he tells me to shut up. Yeah, because he doesn't want to stop. Until you want to stop, it's a distraction from the monotony of life, somebody said about weed. No, it makes life monotonous. Life's not monotonous once you get the haze out of your brain. Have I traveled outside the States? Yeah. I've been to Scotland, I've been to Canada, Mexico, various places in the Caribbean, but not a ton of travel outside. When did I stop smoking? Over 3.5 years ago. What does the crown mean by people's name? I don't know what you mean. Legends Unleashed says, when I smoke, it's not an addiction, it's a hobby. No, I think that might sum it up fairly well. What methods did I use to quit smoking? I said I can be better in life, and I don't want to do this anymore. And if I drink alcohol and smoke pot every day, in my mind, I would be a loser, or I would continue being a loser. And I, at the time, said, I'm 53, let's see what I can do. Did I smoke cigarettes too? I did for about 2 years. I quit them. I tell you what, that was harder to quit, I think. Somebody's saying the proof is solid in addiction. What does that mean, the proof is solid? What does addiction really mean? That you really want to do it? What brand of cigarettes did I smoke? What were they? Was it Camel Silver? Or not Camel. Something silver. I think it was silver. Sugar is an addiction. I sure like sugar. Okay, but sugar's an addiction. What does that mean? Does an addiction mean I have no chance to control it, or I don't want it, or what? Because I can choose to not drink, or not eat ice cream, or not go buy cookies. Am I addicted to sugar? What does it mean? I like it a lot, or I want it a lot? What do you mean about not like the way you look smoking weed? Well, I talked about it before. I used to do it with my ex-wife, and she was the most beautiful person I'd ever seen. And I thought when I saw her smoking, she didn't look as nice. And I realized if she didn't look as nice, I started thinking stuff about her that the world must have been thinking about me. Started judging her and judging myself at the same time. She was like a mirror to myself. Yeah. It hurts me, but I still consume. What, an addiction? Nah. That's like saying the sun's an addiction. Getting tan is an addiction. It hurts you, but I still get a tan. You know, it's not, what does that mean? It's an addiction. Am I addicted to getting tan? Am I addicted to sugar? Was I addicted to drinking, weed, cigarettes? Am I no longer addicted? You know, I don't believe in addiction. I still don't understand what it means. That you like it a lot, that it feels good, that you want to do more of it. Well, I believe that sugar, alcohol, weed, probably cocaine, feel good, and you like it, and you want to do it more. But what does it mean? What is an addiction? Let's see. You quit smoking while you were married so that you wouldn't appear ugly to your wife. When it hurts you, but you still do it. No. No. I mean, gambling, roller coasters, you know. Anything you feel you can't function without. So, if you stop doing something, does that mean you are no longer addicted? Because somebody was saying the proof, I don't even know what addiction means, and none of you do either. We don't. Everyone says the proof's there. Okay, well, was I addicted to alcohol? Everyone would have said yes. I stopped. You can stop too. Okay, hold on here. Somebody looks like they Googled it. A persistent and intense urge to use a drug or engage in a behavior that produces natural reward despite substantial harm and other negative consequences. But okay, I had an urge to smoke weed, drink beer, gamble, have sex. Was I addicted to them? And if I was, am I still? I don't do them. I hope to have sex again. But can I function without coffee? What is the relevance? Sure. Good morning, Chip. Only if you have a dependence on them. Nick is currently smoking while watching this. That's cool, Nick. It doesn't bother me at all. There are tiers of addiction. And see, now you're walking down a slope. Oh, well, way to go. Somebody said I helped them a couple months ago. I appreciate that. Somebody's finally saying I don't believe in addiction. Nobody here has even slightly, you've made me feel more confident the fact that there's no such thing as addiction. Because to me, addiction would mean you can't stop. I'm going to make an argument. You just like it a lot. I like being tan. I know it's not real healthy for me. I might someday die of skin cancer. I'm certainly not addicted to the sun. I like getting drunk. I like smoking weed. I like gambling. I like having sex. It doesn't mean I'm addicted to them. Withdrawals might be a living negative consequence of no human can easily influence before they feed off us. Do you use a tan? No, I don't even tan. I don't. But I mean, I'm just throwing that out because the sun's hit my face. No, I'm not even slightly addicted to the sun, but I'm just saying I realize the sun is unhealthy. Liking something and being addicted, two different things for sure. No, I don't think so. I think they're the exact same things. I think addiction is liking something a lot. Some addiction is more than a choice. If that is true, why don't we just give up and keep doing it? I think calling it an addiction is making it an excuse for making bad decisions. Liking it to the point where I have no control. I really don't have any control. When I start digging into ice cream, I feel I can't stop. If you have no control, why don't we just give up? All these treatment centers are doing is teaching you that you can stop. And they're charging you for it. Everything is an addiction, just find the right balance. Okay. Then for me, the right balance was none. No alcohol, no weed, really no gambling. Give up like Bud Dwyer. I don't know who Bud Dwyer is. Stop cold turkey, yeah. Yeah. Don't cut back. Cutting back doesn't work. I tried to cut back. I'm not saying it's not harder to stop. Believe me. I'd love to go out and get some Rocky Road ice cream and eat the whole tub right now. Get addicted to something good. Like if you're trying to lose weight, being hungry, or working out, or working hard, or making money, or going to church, or reading the Bible. How did the plasma donation go? Did I go to the plasma? Was great, JK. It was wonderful. It gave me $70. I needed the $70. Do I believe that people can have psychological and or physiological addictions? Psychological, yeah. I love Rocky Road ice cream. Yeah. Moderation is key. Balance is everything. I totally disagree. I totally disagree. I don't think moderation works for most of us. Hold on, Gen X. I don't think moderation works for most people. I think drugs feel really good. They feel so good that you don't want to stop doing it. I get it. So does being drunk. So does having sex. So does the adrenaline you get when you're gambling. So I don't think moderation works because when we get a taste, we want more. Yeah, Nick says get addicted to being better than you were yesterday. Have I ever done mushrooms? Twice, I think, or 3 times. Batty Lynn smokes for medical reasons. If you want to smoke, smoke. I'm not telling anyone to not. But I'm telling you, if I was sick or if I had cancer and was getting chemo and was nauseous and couldn't eat food, I'm not telling any of them not to smoke weed. But most of us aren't that. Most of us sit on our couch, watch TV, and smoke weed. That was me. And I bet most of you are that. If anyone says they need it, whatever, keep smoking. But most of you are doing it to reduce anxiety. But I'm telling you, it makes you more tense. Why do you see people trying to quit drugs and alcohol? Because it sucks. Because it consumes your life. Because all you want to do is be drunk or stoned. Praise God, that's a good idea. Weed smells terrible. I disagree with that. I think weed smells great. You know, I mean, I miss the smell and the taste. Holy smokes. And it consumes a lot of your money. It sure does. Or you drive and you kill yourself or somebody. Okay, Gen X wants to know casinos or horses. Never really cared about horse betting much, but I used to love blackjack. I used to love the rush of gambling and winning. I used to gamble a lot. No, I had a friend who was watching earlier. She hasn't chimed in. She may or may not still be here. That painted that for me. Which got into addiction? You mean gambling? Yeah, okay, but what does it mean, Matt Acoustic? You said, so okay, it got me into addiction of gambling, but I stopped. If addiction just means you really like doing it until you decide you're going to stop, yeah. Hello from Perth, Western Australia. How are you? No, I do not smoke weed. Self-discipline. I hope you see this. I saw it. If you stop smoking weed today, your wife would be better, or life would be better. I think your life would probably be better, but that is up to you to decide. What led me to living out of my car? Getting divorced twice in 10 years and holding on to a career in real estate that I shouldn't have for so long. But I didn't know. I tried my hardest in real estate. I gave it my all. And it was allowing me to kind of make it through. And then I left it and didn't have money, much money. And I had big bills still. I had real big bills. Still had 2 ex-wives for child support. I left real estate 2 years ago, right after my second divorce, or during my second divorce, and I got a job working at Target for $15.50 an hour. My earnings there covered modest child support payments to both wives and like food, but didn't cover my car payment or my housing. It wasn't even close. The meaning of life, I don't know. Matt Acoustic, I don't believe it. I don't believe what you're saying. You know, you can say that, you can type it, but I don't believe it. You can say it's an addiction, and I'm saying those people that you say are addicted like it a lot. And you are insisting on giving them an excuse by saying they have to keep doing it. I'm not living in a car. Should I keep doing this? We got a great audience. We got 100 people watching. We got 81 thumbs up. Cheers from Canada. Interested in politics? I can talk politics. Do you guys want me to keep talking? I got more coffee. I don't have to get to be at work for another 4 hours. Run for Congress. All right. Do you guys want to keep talking? Let's see. Do you ever get bullied in your entire year in school? Please answer my question, please. I'm not trying to upset you, anyone. Hello, Grace. Hey, Grace. How are you? Okay. Do you guys, why don't you come with? I got to go get my charger, though. I don't know if I want to be in the sun anymore. All this talk of skin cancer. We haven't talked much about skin cancer. But I'm going to get I'm going into my bedroom. Ooh, grabbing my charger. This I have a sleeping bag on my bed, I kid you not, that I bought along with this charger when I moved into my car. I'm not saying it was glamorous, but it kept me warm when a series of questionable decisions put me in a spot where I found myself in my car. Oh, that is almost perfect. I'm gonna get a little more coffee. Are you guys gonna be okay? I've got you hooked up to my charger. Super Chat wants to, Ken, I'm having my Joe Rogan double sleeve removed. Is that your tattoo? Am I getting smoke from Canada here in Appleton? Maybe I see it a little here. Maybe that's what it is. Some people were talking about it at work. Hold on, let me get some coffee. If anybody new, please subscribe. My page grows every day. Uh-oh. I'm gonna put out that candle. Gonna get me some coffee. I'm gonna have a banana. I'm gonna get a banana. I'm kind of hungry. Not sure if bananas fill me up or not, but I'm gonna have one. At least I have it available. You guys still there? Here I come, coming this way. Gonna sit on my futon. Oh, I'll tell you what, I think what I like about my show is I've experienced a lot in life, and am good at sharing stories and really comfortable with who I am, that I can talk about living in my car, but still know I'm pretty cool. You might like it or not. You might not like that I just called myself cool, but that's your issue, not mine. Let's see. A loft apartment. Yeah, it's beautiful. Swallow the banana whole? No. Yeah. Builds character. Yeah, I got a ton of character. Hey, John, you're on and you always make negative comments. Why do you watch my show and always make negative comments? I kind of have a micro vibe. I think micro is cool as hell. So I appreciate that. What kind of coffee do I prefer? Let's see. I don't know what kind of coffee. I mean, Starbucks Somatra is the one I drink the most. I'm not drinking that today. I had a very generous viewer send me a care package earlier, or excuse me, that I got yesterday. And drinking the coffee she sent. Folgers is decent, Mr. Clean. Have I tried Dutch Brothers coffee? No, I don't know Dutch Brothers coffee. What a great audience. This is so fun. I mean, I don't want to talk forever. I'm live in Wisconsin. I grew up in the western suburbs of Chicago and lived there most of my life and moved up 3 or 4 months ago away from all that I knew and all that I loved and cared about. Let's see. You know how many YouTubers would pay $1,000 to have this many people on their life? No, how many? Do I have a lot of people on my life? Have you ever been in a car accident before? I mean, not a serious one. I've been in a fairly serious motorcycle accident. Good morning, Bill C. Did you do drive-by battles in Cabrini Green in the 90s? No, but I lived down the street from Cabrini Green in the 90s. Is this one of the top lives you guys see? Is this a lot of lives? I started to come up as one of the first people on the algorithm. Okay, somebody else just came across my stream. Big crowd today, Ken. This is a heavy number. Okay, well, you guys are saying this is a good number. So if anybody new here, please subscribe. My show grows every day, and I think it's got value. Okay. I'm a 56-year-old dude that's had his ass kicked in life a lot, but has an amazingly resilient spirit and positive attitude and belief in myself that I can turn it around. And I know how to do it. And I talk about doing it, but I also talk about all sorts of stuff. I'm a good guy. I'm not perfect, but I'm not mean-spirited. I'm encouraging. I'm supportive. I'm helpful. I work hard. I'm positive. I just kind of talk about life. Did I get a colonoscopy? Yes, I have. It went well. Raw Dog says they want to be my manager. You take the show international. Well, I am international. Let's see. LB, no, he has married twice. Yeah, I've been married twice. Am I a DEA? Are my children grown? No, my youngest is 2 and my oldest is 19. So no, my children aren't grown. Good morning, Terrence. How are you? Oh, well, thank you, John. I have a 2-year-old at 56. Yeah. She's beautiful. I don't know what a gaylord is. It doesn't sound like what I am. I don't know what it is. I don't think I'm a gaylord. So I appreciate that. Let's see. Bald is the new sexy. I mean, I think bald's been sexy for a while. I think Yul Brynner's always was a stud and a good-looking guy. Theo Von's father had him at 76. What's the deal with Theo Von? Who is he? I mean, I know he's a guy with a mullet that's kind of a normal-ish dude. Was he somebody famous? Or did his podcast get him famous? Yeah. Is the Rat King. What does that mean? He's supposed to, I don't know that he's actually super funny. He's a comedian. Was he a comedian? Okay. Yeah, because he seems, very relaxed. I don't have anything negative thoughts about him at all, but I just kind of I didn't know he was a comedian. He's funny? Okay, I didn't know. Seems like a real person. Yeah, no, he does seem like a real person. Again, he just seems like kind of like a normal guy with a mullet, sort of. And I'm not sure why famous people go on his show and watch. Have I ever watched Fast and Furious? No, I've never seen one. He's a comedian. The Rat King from Game of Thrones. He's a comedian with Joe Rogan and everyone else. His trailer park real guy was with crazy stories. Okay, all right. Done lots of drugs. He's from Road Rules back in the day. Okay. What's my favorite movie? Rocky. I don't know how long I'm going to talk. I don't know how long I'm going to talk. I wonder if I picked up any subscribers today. He's sober now. Yeah, I thought that he was. Again, I see his clips on various social media platforms. And kind of liked a lot of his, I don't know, his mannerisms. He seems like a nice guy. But I saw like Mark Zuckerberg on his show the other day. I'm wondering, what does Theo Von have that I don't have a little bit? He has Mark Zuckerberg on his show. I'm closing in on 8,000 subscribers. Well, does closing in mean 7,500 or you have good videos? Well, thank you so much. Have I ever watched wrestling? I do not like wrestling. Wow, this is so fast. Somebody isn't the brightest crayon in the box. Theo Von? He seems like his mannerisms almost, he seems so mellow, like almost kind of a stoner mellow. Am I in an insane asylum? I have 7,600. Well, thank you, Grace. Grace, when are you coming up and buying me my plants? I still got no plants. How fast can I read? Not fast enough. Okay, Theo Von is related to some seriously famous people. His and hers, are you from, you mean Rocky, Philadelphia, or Rocky, Worcester, Massachusetts, or wherever he was from in Massachusetts? Okay, you're talking Philadelphia then, yeah. Order some plants. I don't know what I do with them. The room looks like a hospital. I could see that. It's a log building. It's a building that's over 100 years old. And it's a super cool building. And I'm happy to have it. My favorite Batman, by far the one with the Joker in it, where by that actor that died. If my best friend was gay and he was in love with me, what would I do? I don't know. I don't know what I'd do. It'd be hard to have a man in love with me who was my best friend. It'd be hard to have a healthy relationship because his feelings for me would get in the way. His gayness wouldn't get in the way. But his feelings for me would get in the way because I feel like I'd be leading him on or something. I don't know. But it'd be problematic, I would imagine. It'd be hard to have a best friend girl that's in love with me, or to be a best friend with a woman if I was in love with her. I don't think you can be, you're not really a best friend if you're romantically in love with somebody. It's different, I would say, would be my thought. I don't work at Target. I don't work at Target. I used to work at Target. And everybody can say, oh, I wouldn't, yeah, no, you can be friends with somebody that's gay. But if he was my best friend and he was gay, I don't care that he's gay. He could be my best friend and be gay. That would be okay. I don't have a problem with gay people. I would have a problem if he was in love with me because it's not the way I swim. You know what I mean? So I would feel I'm leading him on, or he's trying to get somewhere that's just not going to be, or I'm leading him on. Have I ever done skydiving? I did once. Yeah. Where was I born? I was born in Hinsdale officially, but I grew up in Downers Grove. I was born in Hinsdale Hospital in 1968. Easier to swim with the current than swim upstream. That's something that's weighing heavily on me lately. And I've been thinking about a lot. And something I've tried to avoid doing. And a lot of the reason I moved up to Wisconsin was because I realized I couldn't fight every day in life. And I was in a relationship where I was fighting every day, every minute, every decision, every thought. So honestly, I moved up to Wisconsin just to get away from the friction that was this relationship. And trying my best to keep distant from it, but it's hard. And yeah. Yeah, no, fighting gets old fast. Do I believe in the 12 steps? I don't even know what the 12 steps are. So no. I mean, do I believe in them? I know I don't even know what they are. I went to one AA meeting. I was very unimpressed. You should have ended it after 2 years. I should end. Don't get me started. Let's see. Okay. But anyway, what a great audience. What a great audience. It really has been. We got 105 thumbs up. We got 94 people watching. Is it because it's Saturday? Angela said she's never liked alcohol, but weed has been a problem for you. Well, Angela, it's interesting you phrase it as a problem because a lot of people don't look at it as a problem, but I think they eventually do. I think most people that smoke weed eventually realize it's a problem. Yeah. Was it hard for me to wait tables high? I have waited tables high. I don't know if it was hard for me. There were times that it might have been. You are welcome, his and her landscaping. What time is it there? It is 7:35. It's probably time for me to wish you well and wish you a wonderful, wonderful day. Yeah. No, I'm not going to send you any person that you can roast on your YouTube channel. I have been a server a few times in my life, yeah. No, I never dropped a tray full of food on a family. I haven't. Lorraine, thank you so much for hopping on. All right, well, thank you. I appreciate that, somebody who just said that nice thing. Let's see. Well, the comments are coming quickly.
Well, thank you, Joey. Where am I from? I'm from Wisconsin. Do I like Westerns? Sure, I watched two of them in the last week. But sort of. Do I drink? Not alcohol. Angela, you have a wonderful day as well. Uh, yeah. Guys, I hope you all have a wonderful day. It's been a great show. I've talked for 110 minutes, which is crazy long for me. I usually talk about an hour. I go live every morning, and again, usually talk for about an hour, just kind of talk about random stuff. And I don't know, hopefully it makes a difference. It seems to with some people, and it feels good to me, and hopefully you get something from it as well. But it's Saturday morning, and I'm finishing up a cup of coffee. I got a banana here I opened, and I'm excited to eat it. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day. I hope you had a fantastic night's sleep. I hope you're looking forward to your Saturday. You subscribe to my page. You join me tomorrow. And you are feeling good, and you are loving yourself, and you are forgiving yourself. And as always, I hope to talk to you soon. Bye-bye.